Hey, this is the Storyteller here. I'm just gonna make a quick little chat with you all from me to you that this will be my first ever fanfiction reading or storytelling reading in this channel. And this story is in the world of My Hero Academia, and the story is all about Bakugo Katsuki, ex-deaf listener. So I do apologize in advance for my poor quality reading. Not much of a reader myself out loud. So let's just jump into it.
You were lucky to have the ability to read lips. You were born deaf, something that your parents figured out when you never jumped at loud noises or paid attention to anything playing directly next to your ear, unless it was in your vision. This was an obstacle that you didn't allow to set you back, despite the bullies. So you learned to read lips and how to do sign language. The sign language wasn't much help since the teachers were more focused on the kids that can hear them without having to face the class directly. Your parents found some special programs for you to be a part of eventually, which was a big help. When you told them that you wanted to be a hero, they were behind you all the way, which was a weight that was lifted off of your shoulders. Your quirk was psychokinesis, which allowed you to lift things without touching them. You were training your quirk so you can be able to apply for UA and get in. You studied and trained hard for it, and when the letter came saying that you were accepted, you cried. You knew that there was so much work you needed to do, and that this was just the beginning, but that was enough for you. The beginning was more enough for you, and you couldn't be any more happier with your decision. On the first day, you saw a spinach hair boy who broke his bones talking to that gravity girl who vomited after overusing her quirk. You smiled, hoping that you'll be in their class. You looked down at your schedule and read Class 1A, and you just hoped that those two were in the class. They seemed to be nice and to have the patience to understand your slight handicap if they talked to you. You didn't spend no more time waiting or looking. You headed straight for class, not wanting to be late. When you got there, you saw that there were people were already waiting. You saw some boy with a mask and multiple arms, a bird-looking one, a frog-looking one, a pink-haired girl, and some boy with purple hair who looked like his bloodstream was made of coffee. I wonder who else is in this class. You jumped at the feel of heat on your back, whipping around to see who the hell decided to use their quirk. You came face to face with a very pissed off blonde who sort of reminded you of an angry Pomeranian with red eyes glaring at you, raised an eyebrow trying to figure out what the fuck you did to him when you just walked into the classroom. To your surprise, he started yelling, scowling extremely hard at you. How did you even get on his way? You didn't even see him. You blinked, decided to sign to him that you were deaf, and that seemed to pacify him enough to stop blowing shit up and take a seat. You looked at him and saw that your seat was behind him on the next row. This was going to be an interesting year. A few minutes later, everyone else came in, and soon enough, Broccoli Boy and Gravity Girl came in, with a guy in a bright yellow sleeping bag popping up from behind them. When they scrambled, you took your books out, knowing that this was going to be a long day. You glanced over to see the ashen blonde, and to your surprise, he was already glaring at you. Was that his default face? Or was he naturally that angry about everything? Before you knew it, The day was over and you were on your way home. When you felt like someone was watching you, you turned around to see that boy. I think his name was Ka-chan? At least that was the broccoli boy said his name was when you read his lips. You stopped and waited for him to catch up. Maybe he lived this way? Once he got to you, he looked at you up and down, not saying a word, and you waited patiently. He gave you 𝚃𝙁𝙀𝙀𝙀 vibes for some reason, like your dad, so you were used to this kind of behavior. My name is Katsuki Bakugo, and your quirk sucks, so give me a phone. He signed this as he spoke. What? What kind of drugs is this boy on? He knew sign language? Curious as to why he wants your phone after insulting you, you gave it to him and watched as he typed in what you assumed was his number before he gave it back to you. You looked at the contact, rolling your eyes at the name he put, which was number 1. So he's that kind of 𝚃𝙁𝙀𝙀, the one with the superiority complex. Call me and text me whenever, loser. Got to get that quirk better if you want to ever have the chance to beat me in anything. Despite the weirdness of the situation, you smiled at him as he put his scowl back, turning around to walk in the opposite direction. He stared down at your phone, at the number he put on his phone, and started watching him until he disappeared around a corner. You smiled softly at yourself, thinking about him and his strange behavior. Definitely 𝚃𝙁𝙀𝙀. I guess a daughter does attract boys similar to her father. You were happy, looking forward to what this year had in store for you.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I'm so terribly sorry if I sound so tired or deep or have a bad impression of my voice, because I'm not used to this. And yes, this is my first ever fanfiction reading, and also I will try my best to make this a better mic quality than ever, because I'm using my mic's phone. I'm just gonna hope to buy one. And yeah, thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next story.